Right, part A, you factorize this. Okay, now you might be thrown by this and thinking, well, what on earth am I meant to do here? Okay, you might be tempted to multiply this out and do FOIL here and take that out. That's not what you expected to do though, right? What you're meant to do when it comes to factorizing is look for common factors. Okay, so first of all, I always look for numbers. Now, there's a 2 here, okay, and there's no number there. Well, there's 1 there, isn't it? So really, a common factor of 1, we're not going to write down outside our bracket. But if you sort of look, it's staring you in the face. It's actually got a common factor of x minus 7, okay? Now that's weird, okay? You might think, well, gosh, I'm used to common factors being numbers, whole numbers, and then maybe a letter like A or B or X or something. But how on earth can it be like two things, x minus 7? Well, the key to it is recognize that when there's a bracket around this, right, it's packaged up. And this is like one thing, right? You just think of this as one term packaged together, right? Okay, because it's in a bracket. So we can actually see here that x minus 7 is a common factor of both of them. Okay, x minus 7 goes into this, doesn't it? That bracket goes into it. That bracket goes into that there. So we take out x minus 7. Okay, this will be what goes in front of our bracket. Okay. And this can potentially get a bit messy because of the fact that this is what's going in front of your bracket. So what I sometimes do, right, then, to work out what goes inside my bracket, I do like a big square bracket, right, just to keep things clear, right? So I'll open up now a big square bracket. And then I'll ask myself, okay, what do you times by x minus 7 to get x minus 7 squared? What do you times by this to get this? Well, of course, it's x minus 7, isn't it? It's another x minus 7, because if you times that by that, you'd get x minus 7 squared. And then you got here plus this stuff here. So what do you times by x minus 7 to get 2x minus 7? Well, if you think about it, all you've got to do is times it by 2, isn't it? Because if you times it by 2, you get 2x minus 7. So we close then the big bracket, because we're done. And we're not quite finished, right? We need to sort of simplify this down a bit. You've got x minus 7 here, okay, close bracket. And then you work this out, right? X minus 7 plus 2. Well, you know, because that's x minus 7, there's no power there. So you could, in a way, you could get rid of this little bracket and think, right, x minus 7, I'll just write it down here, plus 2. Well, the minus 7 plus 2 you can put together. So that become x minus 5. Okay, minus 7 plus 2 is minus 5. And you're done, right? That's what you get. It's factorized. You end up with a double bracket, okay? Now, I suppose you could have multiplied all this out, okay, and then got back to this. So, you know, it could have worked, okay? But this may be a slightly quicker way of doing it. When it comes to this, right, factorized here, you might be thinking again difference of two squares, right? Difference of two squares, but then, you know, are these squares? And they're not, are they? So think back to the previous question. Maybe there's we can take out a factor here, and if you look at 12 and 27, well, that's got a factor of 3, isn't it? So we could write this as 3 bracket. Now, what do you times by 3 to get that? Well, to get 12, you've got to times by 4, haven't you? 4x squared. What do you times by 3 to get this? Well, it's got to be 9, isn't it? It's going to be minus 9y squared. And then, if you look in here, this is the difference of two squares, isn't it? So you've got 3 bracket. Okay, so what do you square to get 4x squared? 2x. What do you square to get this? 3y. So plus 3y. And then, of course, because it's a difference of two squares, you copy out that bracket, put a minus there the next time, and you get 2x plus 3y, 2x minus 3y. And, of course, there's a multiple of 3 in front as well to sort of represent the idea that it's actually 3 times bigger than this.